Welcome to Modern Art Blitz, broadcasting live from the LA Art Fair. The LA Art Fair at the Los Angeles Convention Center. This is LA Art Fair 2018, the 23rd edition of the LA Art Fair, and we've got a great booth here. We actually have a booth in the VIP booth. We're a VIP booth. Okay. Anyway, my name is Matt Gleason. I am your host for Modern Art Blitz. We're streaming live via the Banana Caster, an invention of Dronebox Laboratories. Let me tell you, there's a lot going on here. My guest, though, showing here at the fair and now joining me live, Burton Gray.
That's me.
How you doing, man? Welcome.
What's the format?
Well, it's a talk show. What do you want? Hey, so tell me, man, what gallery are you showing at?
I'm showing with BG Gallery.
BG Gallery.
BG Gallery.
So you're working with OM.
I am working with OM.
Is his real name OM?
No, it's an abbreviation. I don't remember his real name. His real name is hard to remember.
It's OM and then a bunch of letters. Okay.
It is.
Okay, so we're looking.
I know this is going to be a test. That's a tough question. So
we're looking right now. Behind you is your Frederick Nietzsche. Well, your Frederick Nietzsche. Tell me. I don't need to know the inspiration, but I do want to know what is the media first?
Oh, the media. That's a good question. When people see my stuff live, they generally think it's oil, or they don't know what to make of it because I do 3 different processes. But creatively, I was an oil painter, and now I work exclusively digitally. So every stroke is done just like an oil painting, except it's done digitally. So what that means for all you artists out there, the advantage is you can keep working with it. I call it living art now because it keeps evolving. So I don't have examples on hand, but for Nietzsche, that's its first evolution. But in like 10 years from now, I can keep working on it when I have new ideas. The concept stays the same, but I keep exploring the ideas. So it changes. Like in the case of the skull that I have up here, I have like the black and white initial one, and then it's evolved to like a color phantasmagoria type sort of situation.
So at any point, you could basically output the file as a digital print?
Yeah, so what I do is I call them living editions, which is basically the snapshots in the life of the work. So when people I do a lot of commissions, so I don't sell a lot of art off the wall. It's kind of the new way to do art. So this is the traditional media, and this is like the new media. So
and the two have met.
They're meeting here today.
That's what I'd need to know.
Aesthetically, they look very similar, but the difference is people work with me now, so I do custom variations on my pieces to make them fit like in the context of their spaces. So if they love the giant skull, which is 40 by 60, but most people can't fit 40 by 60, then I can do a production of that in their house. Also, it's epoxy, so it looks beautiful epoxy in like this type of scenario. But in most living rooms, if they have like a giant ocean view, the ocean view will reflect in epoxy. So I have other options, like a canvas coat, which still feels like an oil painting, and I hand texture it, so it reads, so it captures the light, so it shimmers a little bit. So the results are beautiful, and they're somewhat more cost-effective than a original painting because I spend thousands of hours, not thousands, but a month plus on these paintings. So it'd be cost prohibitive to sell just one of them. But the advantage is they feel that there's this little tactile quality to them. But I can tailor make them. Also, do color balances to make it fit the different lighting scenarios, so they look beautiful.
So, but you are trained as an oil painter.
I was an oil painter. I went to Art Center. I was private. Plus, I put in like thousands of hours outside of Art Center.
So, do you miss the smell?
No, I don't miss anything other than edge control.
Other than what?
Edge control. With the brush, you can pull a little bit harder on one side than the other to get a soft and a sharp edge. It's really good for like fabric and a lot of.
And they just haven't figured out how to do that on a mouse pad yet.
They haven't. They have pressure sensitivity, so everything else is 10 times better. You can experiment endlessly. You can make variations. It's just a new way to think about art. It leads to different work too. So when you don't have the pressure to just sell it once, that you want to sell it continually, and then also the added advantage of people are drawn to seeing how it evolves. So it can go in new directions. It can stay the same and get tighter, I suppose, in some cases. But it's not about making them better. It's about keep exploring it, so the image just stays alive.
So where's your studio?
I'm at the brewery, and
you're still at the brewery.
I'm still at the brewery.
You've been at the brewery how long now?
Like 5-6 years.
Really?
No, I mean not that long. 4.5 years.
Really? Where were you before that?
I was in downtown LA.
Where in downtown?
Higgins Building.
Oh man, Higgins Building. A lot of people been through there.
Yeah.
Not as many at the brewery, but it's still.
Funny. I still meet the people that go to the Higgins. I was there for 8 years, so.
Wow. And so you're showing with BG now with where else have I seen your work?
Let's see. I mean, I do pop-up shows. I do a lot of. I guess most of mine are just. I go to parties. I meet people, so it's a lot of private commissions.
You do. But I've seen your work around.
Uh,
Group show hell, right?
I've done a number of group shows. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
group show. LA can be group show hell.
I don't mind the hell. I don't see it as a hell, but
How are you enjoying the LA Art Fair?
well, I've been busy.
LA
like-
Art Show.
Yeah, I've been busy promoting my stuff, so I haven't really gotten a full sense of it yet.
You're not checking out the competition yet?
Yeah, I like.
Just
to look-
say
I
there is no competition. That's what you want to say, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it?
Well, I thought you were being sarcastic. 'cause-
Oh, okay. I mean,
competition?
Oh.
Sorry, I'm digging Nietzsche. So of course, I
Um,
believe I'm a creative. I signed a creative genius, so obviously I have an ego enough. So I don't.
Okay.
I have to downplay the ego, so you don't need to like.
I think it's good for every artist, I believe, to downplay the ego. Just until you know that you're not annoying people, then you're like, okay.
Well, showcasing your ego doesn't help the work. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
My ego's big enough that I don't need to pump it up, so I can let the work speak for
Do
itself.
you get to the point though where as somebody who highly regards themselves, and I think we're all nobody's in the art world because they're like a humble person, but
No,
do
humble
you,
people should stay home. It's
do,
not.
do you get to the point though where you have to kind of go like get out of here?
No, they won't. They'll just get crushed. So I mean,
do you ever get to the point where you kind of go like, okay, I have to prove to myself that I'm this good? Like I gotta live up to this ego. Now this ego's so big, I actually have to I have to produce something.
yeah. Yeah, I mean that might be the trick. Ultimately, I probably don't have a big ego, but I build up a desire to what I want it to be, and part of that's an ego. And then when I reach that's the beauty of digital, because again, you don't make mistakes. You can keep working on it. You don't release everything. So everything I release, I'm happy with. But I'm saying, but between the different zones, when I make an improvement, I keep working till I exceed my expectations. So.
Does anyone ever? Do you ever just go, you know what? I'm erasing this digital file. This is it. I don't want to work on this anymore. I don't want any evidence of it. It's gone.
No.
Art history
never
can
even
just-
occurred to me.
No?
No.
You haven't been that frustrated with the process, no?
Well, it's not like you never ruin it, because you save every step where you're happy. If you're not happy with the early steps, you throw it out at that point. But you don't even throw it out. You just don't open it again.
What's the most steps you've erased?
Erased?
Yeah.
Oh, well, for every piece, like take the skull. I mean, I spent like 2-3 months on it, spread out over like 2 years maybe. But probably like only 3 to 4 weeks of that to redo it. So there's like 2 months worth of trial and error.
So why Nietzsche?
It's not like an oil painting can. Oh, I'll get that. Oh, like an oil painting, it can go muddy, right? So digital, it's not an issue. So you can just work. And you can do test layers. So I end up spending way too much time on these pieces. But again, since it's digital, I can keep selling variations of it and every step. So there's and the economic incentive is not there. Like in a traditional media, there's an economic incentive to finish it and get it out because you need it. And when it's done, so it's dead to you. Like these pieces, I can keep living with them forever. So they grow closer and closer to me, and then I keep exploring it. So, if anything, I look back at the uglier stage. Sometimes I look back at the uglier stages, and I just think it's almost more beautiful now because I can see what it grew into. And then so it's a whole new way to even look at art. And other people who bought the earlier ones, I know what you're thinking. Like, oh, what about the schmucks that buy the early ones? And they feel like
But
they
it
got
could be
cheated.
a better version, frankly.
Yeah, that happened. So I had a tree. There was like a green tree. It was popular, but I'm like, I'm going to really kick this up a notch because of my big ego. And then I thought I kicked it up a notch, and a lot of people loved it. But the green tree is continually like one of my best sellers. So.
You should have just chopped down the tree. That's the only way to improve it because you
chopped
had
down the tree.
mastered it,
Well, no, it became a totally new piece because it went from somewhat realistic or fantasy into like a new, again, more of my phantasmagoria style. Like I call them fantasias.
And of the pieces that you have on display at the LA Art Show, what is there one right now that's winning some kind of popularity contest?
Bugsy is my best seller.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's. The best story about that is I was at my at the brewery art. Norm's pretty popular too, but Norm's a little bit. I sell a lot of Norm, but the Bugsy is the most popular like across the board. Like everyone seems to love it. I remember
What's not to love?
well, it's a silly
It's a
bunny. I didn't
rabbit.
love it. It's one of my I'd say top 20 favorite images, but people love it. So like my best story is at one show at the art walk, and so you get a cross demographic of people at the art walk. It's not like a gallery opening where it's kind of more everyone kind of feels like they belong there. So everyone's kind of random. So the most random set of people. So I had like some a biker guy with like all leather, like a chain in his nose to his ear, telling his friend, "Oh, you got to check out the eyes of this bunny." All right, but with like this old couple pointing at. Oh, I'm talking to an old couple who's like pointing it. That's what I was looking at when he was talking about it, and then I see a little girl say "bunny." So it's like 3 different little demographics of people. Like flipping out over the bunny at once.
That's like more popular than McDonald's.
It was weird. It's like, oh, bunny's and that was like the first time it was up. I'm like, oh, I guess the bunny's where it's at. But I haven't become the bunny artist, so again, that's another advantage to becoming digital. Because if you're an oil painter and the bunny sells, then there's like a ton of pressure to do another bunny. I don't have to do 100 bunnies. I can just keep selling the same bunny.
And then altering it slightly.
I do alter. Well, I alter it. I have a dark version and a light version, depending on the lighting scenario. And if some people love the background,
But you don't mean it's psychologically dark. A dark version, you know what I'm saying?
no, it's not. The composition is different. The color balance shifts a little bit for people who want more emphasis on the eyes versus the background. Some people
Okay.
like the color palette. Again, it comes down to what they're drawn to. So again, it's custom-made art. So, excuse me. Sorry. So that's what's the exciting part. I'm not wasting time doing 100 bunnies. I'm picking the perfect bunny that people are loving, and then I just tweak it so that it fits perfectly in their scenario.
He's arrived at perfection, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that's what I'm striving to. Digital makes it all possible.
From
So.
the LA Art Show.
Oh, I'm Burton Gray, and this is Matt.
From the LA Art Show. Well, I was leading up to the dramatic Burton Gray.
Oh, so I blew the.
Okay, we'll try again.
Sorry, that was the.
Burton Gray, live from the LA Art Show. Thank you very much for appearing on Modern Art Blitz.
There's two cameras. No one told me what camera to look at this whole time.
We'll be back right after this.
Train